What's up, everyone? Welcome to the same Philly Sports History for August 25th, 2023. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. We are officially in countdown mode for September 10th and the Eagles opener against the Patriots up in New England on Tom Brady Day. Seems like it's been a long few months, but that light you see is the end of the tunnel. Football season is here. College football week 0, which I never understood why they call it week 0. They actually are playing games that count. Might not be many, but they count. So technically it should be week 1. Just stupid. But anyway, football tomorrow. Eagles counting down. Can't wait. Quick housekeeping note before we move on. There is no new Back to the Future this week. Just too much going on with back to school and everything. This was an originally scheduled day off. Anyway, as we are prepping for our Eagles preview episode, details to follow. But it'd be a good week to go back, check out some of the past episodes. We did stuff on recently on the NFL or the 94 MLB strike. We did stuff on whether Donovan and Randall are Hall of Fame worthy. There's some Eagles stuff in there. There's some Philly stuff. There's some Sixers stuff. We did Andrew Bynum. So just be sure this is a good week, like I said, to catch up as this is the unofficial last weekend of the summer. Well, I guess Labor Day is technically, but this is the last non-holiday weekend of the summer. So it'll be a good day to sit by the pool and catch up on Back to the Future. Phil's in action this weekend versus the Cardinals. Big series coming up. The Cubs won, so they are now 2 games up. Still in good shape, but need to take at least 2 out of 3 from the Cubs this weekend. If you want more Phillies coverage, check out our friends at 2008 Phils. They have the world's biggest Phillies email newsletter. It's really a good read. If you haven't checked it out, I highly suggest it. Right now, they're offering 75% off a subscription to This Day in Philly Sports History listeners. What that gets you is access to their full archives, message boards, discussions. You get that 2008 World Series banner t-shirt. 2008 Phils will follow your Twitter account, which is good if you're trying to grow your brand. It's also a good follow. I do suggest you follow him either way. You get access to tickets and autograph giveaways, and it's all for $2 a month, $20 for the year. It's definitely worth it. I don't necessarily want to go and promote something I don't believe in, so definitely check it out. I read it whenever there's posts. Good stuff, good follow, so check them out. The link is in the description for that 75% off. You only get it if you follow that link, so be sure to check them out. Help them out, help me out, help you out, like I said, with our other friends. All right, well, we said we're in the countdown mode. Eagles finished preseason with a 27-13 loss to the Colts. A few takeaways for me. One, Anthony Richardson will have something coming for him, I'm sure, the next time the Eagles play them in the regular season. Mock the fans in a preseason game against the third team. Yeah, man, you showed them. Yeah, I mean, he looked good, but he was playing the third team. I don't necessarily think you should be going around doing the Eagle wing thing. Like, that's just amateur hour. He's a rookie. It's only I think they said he's 21, so I get it. But, dude, it's a preseason game against the third team. Come on now. I do think Mariota pretty much locked up the the backup quarterback spot. It didn't look bad on the drive he had. He had a short field to work with, though. The one throw may have been slightly lucky, but I don't necessarily think McKee did much to say, I need to be the number one. He's a rookie, though, and I think the way he played, I think eventually he will work his way in there. Obviously, it's a concern if we get there and we need him. Another concern I have is, and I do think in one-off situations they'll be all right, but it's the offensive line. That second team did not look good the entire preseason. They had some issues during camp and things like that. But I do think if you put one or two of those guys in with the starters, they'll be okay. But I feel like we're used to having an entire second unit of starters that would be a top tier line in the league. As it stands, we have the best offensive line in the league. And it is concerning, but I trust that Jeff Stoutland will get them where they need to be. Let's just hope we don't need to play 2-3 of those guys at once. That's when we could have some concerns, but they're backups for a reason. I am comfortable enough, I think, that if one or two of them need to step in, that's okay. But if they're just the guy, I don't know. Punter kind of is an issue. I know they were looking to get rid of Sipsis, but there's no, I don't know. I mean, he didn't have much competition in camp, so I don't know if Howie is scouring the waiver wire for somebody to bring in, but that's something that's worth monitoring. I also think that Trey Sermon will not make the team, but I think he's done enough in preseason and camp to likely end up, he'll be on somebody's roster, probably as a third back, and depending on how injuries and things like that shake out, probably will get some playing time this year. But overall, I'm ready for the real thing to start. We'll get more into the season preview as we get there, but stay tuned for Back to the Future next week. Told you we're in the countdown mode. Also in the countdown mode is phillygoat.com. You have just over 3 days to get your orders in so you can get your gear from them in time for the September 10th opener. So don't wait. They have awesome Kelly Green stuff. It's back to school as well. And you're going to be pushing it for back to school, but if you want to make the grand entrance with your Kelly Green Philly Goat tee on the day after the game or the whatever, you have time. Like I said, just a little over 3 days. They have other stuff too if you want to get Sixers, Flyers. I'm telling you, jump on the Flyers bandwagon now, and then you can say, I told you so. Like I said, I have a vision. When it came down to my Eagles tickets, I had the foresight to know, okay, we need to get in now. Now nobody can get season tickets unless you wait 10,000 years. So trust me when I say jump on the Flyers bandwagon now. But go to phillygoat.com for all of your Philly sports apparel needs. Get some stickers for your kids' new water bottles, their lunch boxes. Actually, nobody does hard lunch boxes anymore, I guess. They're all the soft ones, but they're folders, whatever you want. But everybody puts stickers on their water bottles now. So get the stickers for your water bottle. Have your kid be the cool kid. Use the promo code Jim Montgomery, 10% off. Help them out, help me out, help you out. We grow together, and we get ready for that September 10th opener. No real updates on the Sixers as the Harden turns. And I don't want to spend too much time on this because I'm sure there'll be more of this as we get closer to the season. But I'll put it out to you and let me know. Send me a message, leave a comment. If you're listening on Spotify, I'll put this as the question. Can he come back to the Sixers? And what is it going to take for him if he has to come back? Because I don't necessarily see the Sixers budging on this and really accepting less than what they feel they need for him. So let me know what you think. Can he come back, and what's it going to take for him to come back? It's a dicey situation. All right, today we're going to go back to 1922. And on this day, August 25th, 1922, the Phillies almost staged the greatest comeback in Major League Baseball history. They were playing out in Wrigley Field. The Cubs, not the Scubs, the Cubs scored 10 in the second, then 14 in the fourth, and were up 25-6. The Phillies scored 8 in the eighth and 6 in the ninth, and came up just short, losing 26-23 in what is still the highest scoring Major League Baseball game ever. The final tally, 49 runs, 51 hits, 9 errors, and ironically, there were only 3 home runs hit in this game at Wrigley Field, and they were all by the Cubs. So the Phillies scored 23 runs without even hitting a home run. If you want to go double irony on this one, the second highest scoring game in Major League Baseball history was also at Wrigley Field, also featured the Phillies and the Cubs. Phillies won this one 23-22. We talked about this one back in May on this day, so that's why it pays for you to listen every day. But on this day, back in 1922, the Phillies and Cubs played the highest scoring Major League Baseball game in history, the Cubs winning 26-23. All right, 31 questions in 31 days for the Eagles, and this one is pretty simple. We're focusing on the Cowboys, and it's basically what are we going to see from the Cowboys? We talked about the brutal stretch already that the Eagles have in their schedule coming out of the bye. We talked yesterday about the Giants having theirs early. One thing that the Eagles have to their advantage is where their brutal stretch is, because the Cowboys have theirs late in the season. So there could be a situation here where the Eagles start off winning, leading the division, go through that stretch, the Cowboys overtake them, and then the Eagles win at the end. But we'll see. I mean, it's both. I don't know why they did that to the NFC East, but all three teams, and I didn't really look at Washington's schedule just because I didn't necessarily consider them a threat to see if they have it. Cowboys do lose Ezekiel Elliott, but then Tony Pollard was the kind of the guy last year anyway. Didn't really look that hot in camp in the preseason, so we'll see how that goes. There's dissension on the team. Michael Parsons and Dak Prescott arguing with each other. Dak claiming he's not going to throw as many interceptions and then goes into camp and throws 5 interceptions. They did sign Stephon Gilmore. That's going to help their defense out. Their defense is going to be good. And they always seem like they give the Eagles fits. They'll probably end up splitting 2 games with the Eagles this year. But I think it's fair to question Dak Prescott and where is he at? I mean, he was terrible last year, quite honestly. And I don't necessarily see him getting all that much better. I do think the Cowboys probably will be the toughest competition for the Eagles in the division. However, I don't know if I see them. I don't know. The Eagles are a good team, top to bottom, and they don't have some of those personnel infighting issues that the Cowboys have. I see them realistically between 9 and 11 wins. They'll probably be the wild card team, and we know what happens to the Cowboys in the playoffs. But I think the question for the Cowboys is what happened. Like, can Dak Prescott come back? And we'll see. I mean, that was just bad, and I don't know. We'll have to see. Let me know what you think. Is Dak going to have a bounce back year or not? And are we overvaluing how good the Cowboys are going to be? Let me know. That will also be let me know that in comments too. Let's start getting more interactive as we go into football season. But let me know about your thoughts on James Harden and how he can come back, if he can come back, and then just what do you see for the Cowboys this year? I just don't. I think it's a big question mark, and I think they're a team that I feel, and again, I hate the Giants more, so this is not Eagle Cowboy hate coming out. I think they're a team trending down, but let me know what you think. On this day, back in 1922, the Phillies and Cubs played the highest scoring game in Major League Baseball history, Cubs winning 26-23. We are in official countdown mode. You have just over 3 days to get your Philly GOAT gear by the Eagles opener, so don't hesitate. Use the promo code Jim Montgomery. Looking for a big weekend from the Phils. Football officially starts this weekend, week 0, whatever the hell that means. But this has been This Day in Philly Sports History. I'm Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a rainy Friday. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you.